So, porn. Look at that. Got all your attention.
Porn.
I'm going to actually be talking about porn today. It's starting to envelop our society. It was once seen as something that was very taboo, although it is quite taboo. It's gaining some following. You see food porn around, and this kind of word is used. There's car porn, shoe porn, and my personal favorite is actually Cornhub. It's so good. But what I actually want to talk about is perhaps the detrimental effects of porn as it's becoming a greater and greater part of our society and becoming more accepted. I want to show you some of the actual evils that are about porn that many people don't actually know. So first off, we're going to start really, really light. Just people in porn. And the first one here is love. According to the 2014 review from Pornhub, and they gave a whole bunch of statistics about all their porn and the communication that happens there, and the most common word in comments was love, which is quite ironic when Pornhub is all about lust. That's what it is. And then next, there's actually been starting to become a change in perception. And I'm not talking about in regards to porn, I'm talking about in regards to women. There was a study done by Burns R.J. in 2002. And he grabbed around 200 kids and he put them together and he got a large portion of them to have high use of porn, watch it every single day, multiple times a day, have a kind of medium use, and then have almost no use. And then after that, they came back to him, and the people who use a lot more porn started seeing women as objects, and they saw that in their own sexual habits got more aggressive. Also, we see this in that huge movie that we watched in Chris's class, is that over the years, changes to women have changed, and how they're being seen less and less like human beings in our own media and advertising. And next is actually a study done, and it's called Macrostructural Alterations of Subcortical Gray Matter in Psychogenic Erectile Dysfunction.
Wow.
Basically, that study showed that 30 years ago, somebody who had erectile dysfunction was always over 40, starting to get old, and their body's not really working correctly. And if you were under 35, it was unheard of. And nowadays, there is an increasing amount of young men who are in their 20s, and or even before that, and they're saying, "Yeah, I can't get it up." And this study links it to pornography use and excessive pornography use. And a big part of this is what we talked about in class, the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, or the Whorfian-Sapir hypothesis, which states that media and their words can create a reality. And that's just what it's done. You see, the media has portrayed women in not nice sense. They've been making it much, much more sexualized, and women can't find roles in TV shows and movies that are actually structured. And we see this through use of social media and a whole bunch of different things. Some of the more heavy stuff is quotes from people who have been in the porn industry. And here's one. He said, "You're viewed as an object, not as a human with a spirit. People do drugs because they can't deal with the way they're being treated. 75% of porn performers and rising or using drugs have to numb themselves. There are specific doctors in this industry. If you go for a common cold, they'll give you Vicodin, Viagra, anything you want, because all they care about is the money. You are a number you're bruised, you have black eyes, you're ripped, you're torn. And this isn't the reality that you see with porn. Instead, porn is viewed as something that people do to relax. And here, it's kind of showing behind the scenes what they edit out. And it has a lot to do with money. If you add up the NHL and the NFL's revenues in a year, porn makes more. They make about $20 billion a year. And it gets a lot worse. This is just kind of a quick overview of the percentage of porn stars. It was like 800 porn stars were asked, and they said, have you ever used this? And 39 hallucinogens, 50 ecstasy, 44 cocaine, and meth, 27%. And that is a huge number. There's a lot of abuse that is happening, and these actors have to do this to numb the pain. Next is actually really interesting. In 2015, the 3 biggest countries for porn in the world, which is the US, Canada number 2, and Europe number 3, they said, they all said that Lisa Ann, which was their biggest porn star that they liked, and she actually quit porn just last year, and she gave this statement. She said, there were times on set where I was like, this is not a good situation, this is not safe, this girl is out of her mind, and we're not sure what she's going to say when she leaves here. Everyone's a ticking time bomb, and a lot of it is linked to the drugs. A lot of this new pain comes to these new girls who have to do these abusive scenes because that does break you down as a woman. And abuse is just the word, because 88% of scenes in porn contain physical aggression and 49% contain verbal aggression. And that number's only rising. This is quick. A 2007 study of 854 women in 9 countries found that 49% of women, these are the women that have been abducted and put into sex trafficking. Not fun. 49% of them said that porn had been made of them while they were in sex trafficking, which means it ends up on Pornhub and Xvideos and all this other stuff. 47% said that they had been harmed by men who had either forced or tried to force their victims to do things that the men had seen in porn. I'm not saying that porn always has a detrimental effect that you're going to go out and beat up a woman, but I'm saying that it does have a detrimental effect on the world. So this is why Pornhub, although is hilarious, is not funny at all. Because the media supports the porn industry that then supports the sex trafficking industry, which in turn pushes the media to glorify porn, which is just a huge cycle. And it only keeps on going up and up and up. Even one story was a couple in Missouri, and they made a girl, they made porn with the girl, tricked her into it, and she was mentally handicapped. Is that the timer?
Yeah, I think so. Is it? Okay, keep
okay.
going.
And the picture actually ended up on Hustler, the Hustler magazine. So the porn that society watches is not always in good standing. It's not always something that is done by consenting people getting paid. And even when it is, it's been shown to be excessively abusive. And so I think that the only thing that we can really do as a society is say that this is not okay. Sex trafficking is not okay. Abuse is not okay. And when people have to do hard drugs to numb pain, we need to help them. And that's what I want to say.